It is a beautiful 76-degree evening here in Jacksonville, Alabama, and this is a game that folks have had circled on their schedules all season long. The second meeting of the year between the top-ranked Auburn Tigers, ranked number 5 in America, and the Jax State Gamecocks. The teams met for the first time back on April the 7th in Auburn. And the remarkable story of that day was that the Gamecocks posted a 15-4 victory and shut the game down in just 8 innings because of the run rule. Auburn tonight wants to get back and avenge that loss, while the Gamecocks, who are getting set to resume conference play in Conference USA this weekend, they want to stay on the hot streak and get set for postseason play coming up next week. The Auburn Tigers and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks from Rudy Abbott Field, Jim Case Stadium, next. Back, everybody. It's a jam-packed house tonight here at Jim Case Stadium. The Auburn Tigers and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, the second game of a home-and-home series. As we mentioned before, it opened up on April the 7th at Plainsman Park. Jax State got the win and blew out the Auburn Tigers. Today, there's the back end of this 2-game series. And hi, everyone. Eli Gold along with the coach, Jim Case. Let's talk about this season for Jacksonville State. They have done so many things well, but look at that, the 40-win club. Who would have thunk it?
I tell you, there's not a whole bunch, and you can see that. There's 8 teams that have 40, and there's some big-name teams right there, and Jacksonville State is deserving of being in that group, and they have earned it the old-fashioned way.
Now, one of those 40 wins was that victory over the Auburn Tigers. They've put together all sorts of statistics that will just blow you away. Steve Beazer has made it all happen this year.
Yeah, it's been kind of unbelievable that, and you play a 56-game schedule and you only lose 2 in a row twice. And one of those was the first 2 games of the year. So they have been so consistent, and that usually means that you pitch it really good, and you play really good defense. And you can see down there with the team third in the whole NCAA in ERA with a 3.40 and only give up right at 7 hits in a game, which is second in the NCAA. The pitching is fantastic.
So that's what Jack State's got. Of course, when the teams last met, there's the box score. 15 runs, 17 hits, no errors.
And, you know, it was one of those nights, and we've all seen them, where everything went just right for Jacksonville State, and not a whole lot went right for Auburn. And so, you know, with two good teams, anybody can win, and Jacksonville State really put it on them down there. I guarantee Auburn remembers that, and they would like, in front of this packed house, to return the favor tonight.
No doubt about it. And there is Ryan Garrity. He is going to be the starting pitcher tonight. He won the ball game when the teams played earlier this season. There are the numbers.
Yeah, and it was a game that was going to be split up with several pitchers, as I'm sure this one will. And he threw 2 innings, and he struck out 6 guys. It's hard to do any better than that.
Exactly. And we're underway here in Jacksonville, and the first pitch at 91 miles an hour is outside and high for ball 1. Garrity, no hits and 1 walk, 6 strikeouts in that first meeting. This one is flown to center field, and it stands up for Jackson Pate, who'll put it away for out number 1. So Mason McGrain is now retired, and that brings up Eric Guevara. Guevara was 1 for 3 in the game played at Auburn earlier this season.
I tell you, he has been so consistent. You know, he hits 350 in the SEC. He hits 360 outside the SEC. He's just a model of consistency, and he's knocked in 29 runs in games that are outside the league.
This one is bunted straight back here. It hits the netting and is retrieved by Grayson Ash.
If one comes in our booth, I hope it's one like that.
Yes, I hope it's like that, exactly. There you see the lineup, and yes, Ethan's first name is spelled like you see it right there. That's not a typo. Ethan Bingaman. Here's the 0-1. Curved in, but missed. Although the computer will tell us that that was truly a strike, but not according to home plate umpire Christopher Judkins.
And you know, his opinion's the only one that matters.
That's true. The 1-1. Fouled into the Gamecock dugout, out of play. Judkins, the home plate umpire. Kevin Spivey is at first. Matthew Bates at second. And Reed Basner, the crew chief, is the umpire at third. Whenever you play a team out of the SEC, you use a full complement of 4 umpires. Here's the 1-2. Punch to the right side, going back with a bead on it. Trey Magette, who gets the start here tonight, and that is out number 2. Were you surprised to see Magette starting when the lineup card came out?
I might have been a tad surprised, but not really. He has played really good.
He has.
And in the last, I'm going to say 10 days, his opportunities have really increased. So it didn't shock me at all, and with the left-hander in there. And but I'm happy for him, because you know, when you work as hard as these guys do, and then you get an opportunity and then you shine a little bit, it's nice to be rewarded with some more playing time.
Exactly. Bub Terrell swings through the first offering. 0-1 the count. That one is hit
to the moon.
Sky high. Yeah, it'll be a while before it comes down. And Caleb Johnson stays with it. The shortstop puts it away, and the inning is over. So 3 up, 3 down for Ryan Garrity as he gets things off to a good start for the home team tonight. We go to the bottom of 1 in Jacksonville. No score.
That was a quick one.
It was. are back, and you are looking at Griffin Graves, the junior from Jackson, Tennessee, who gets the start tonight for Coach Butch Thompson.
Yeah, this will be a game I really believe in. I didn't hear this from Coach Thompson, but I believe this is going to be a game that's going to be split up. And so I think Griffin Graves, who this is his fourth start, but he only has 9 2/3 innings. So I think if he goes through the lineup one time, then you can look for a change. But he's had some success. He's 2-0 with a 4.66 ERA. He just hadn't had a whole lot of opportunities.
The lineup for the Jack State Gamecocks looks like that. As you see the warm-up swings for Jackson Pate. Interesting lineup tonight.
Yeah, it's a good lineup.
Yeah.
It's a solid lineup, and a lot of the same people. You know, there's a change a week or so ago where you saw Trey King move up in the order a little bit, Cooper Blauser go down in the order a little bit, and looks like they're going to stay with it for right now.
Here's Jackson Pate with the infield drawn in at the corners.
And when you say drawn in,
When I mean he's getting ready to eat a baseball.
he is it looks like a fast-pitch softball game.
Yeah, Eric Guevara, you see him there on the left in that orange jersey. Look how tight he's playing.
If he lines one at him, he may be eating soup for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know what it is, though, and we've seen these games. We've seen the Gamecocks a good bit this season. They have bunted their way on so many times, and they force the issue. They have pressure that they force on the opposition. He just wants to take away that possibility of a guy bunting his way on.
Well, I think that's a great word you use, pressure, because we both know how Coach Beazer feels about that. You
Sure.
know, he wants to put pressure on at every turn. And there wasn't much pressure on right there, but he walked the guy on 4 straight pitches.
Yep. So the first walk of the ball game is handed out to Jackson Pate, who was 2 of 5 when the teams met earlier this season. And now Caleb Johnson. Caleb was 2 of 4 when the teams first squared off back on April the 7th. And now here comes a rosin bag that they never brought out to the mound with them.
Well, that had to be the problem.
No doubt. No doubt.
Caleb Johnson has been on fire. He's in his last 11 games. He's hit .308, but he's knocked in 12.
And on the year, he's hitting .306. Pate is 9 of 14 in stolen bases this year. Of course, the Gamecocks have stolen 94 bases in 119 tries. I mean, gaudy, gaudy numbers. But they haven't been as dominating on the base paths here in the last few games.
No, they just faced a team that did a really good job of shutting down the running game. And, you know, you can still pressure even when someone is – you're not able to run against them because they're having to concentrate so much on keeping you from running. So that's a part of what Jacksonville State does.
Fouled back. When you coached here, did you have runners?
We did.
Of this ilk?
We didn't run as much as Coach Beazer does.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, we had some guys who ran, but I would think overall they run more than we did.
Jam-packed building here tonight. Swinging through that one, and down he goes. An 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And that was a nice pitch by Griffin Graves. So 1 strikeout in the ball game thus far. And here's Trey King. Earlier this year against Auburn, he was 2 for 4 in that ball game at Plainsman Park. And they'll keep an eye on the base
we've
runner.
talked about this before, but he's a guy that if someone, and of course you can't do it, but if he could throw out the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
his year has just been incredible.
Trey King.
I was looking at this earlier today. In the last 19 games, he has hit 466 with 18 RBIs. So that's getting it done on any level.
Left-hander delivers, and it's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a beautiful night here in Jacksonville, Alabama. 73 degrees as you see Steve Beezer. He coaches in the third base coaching box. And that is Tyler Packenick coaching in the first base box. And that one nibbles the inside corner at 93 miles an hour.
Graves has got a nice arm.
He does.
I mean, he's moved it in and out. Walked the first guy on 4 pitches, and then he hasn't missed a spot since.
And swinging strike 3. And now the Auburn Tigers will get out of that big shift. And as Grayson Ash, the catcher, steps in, they will move everybody back to their normal positions. Shortstop, McCrane. Third baseman, Guevara, back in normal distance. Chris Rembert playing not too far off from right behind second base, but still on the first base side of second.
It's a good defense. This is a really good Auburn team. It is tremendously solid team.
Fouled off to our left.
Grayson Ash, if you're a Jacksonville State fan, you had to be happy. This weekend, he kind of rebounded a little bit. He had scuffled some. And,
yes.
And again, I'm not making excuses, but he had been banged up a little bit. And this weekend, he came back and was 4 for 8 on the weekend.
And that one is slashed into right field, a base hit. So Mason will pick that one up and hustle it back in. Mason McCrane. And that's what he does so well. Wherever the ball is, he just lets it do the work for him.
He does. He's a, he can hit it anywhere. He can knock in runs for you. He leads the team. He's one of the best RBI guys there are in the country, and he's just been a great leader for Jacksonville State this year.
Here's Brady Thomas now, the designated hitter, hitting .295 on the season, and he looks at a strike. Brady had a great night when the teams played earlier this year. He was 3 of 5. 3 RBIs, scored a couple of runs, had a big home run. Tried to bunt his way on, and that one goes back over the roof to our left.
Well, again, those that have followed know that early in the year, he did not play against left-handed
Exactly.
pitchers. And he's
earned his way now.
The last 19 games, he has started regardless of who is on the mound, and he's held his own against the lefties.
And there he hits one towards the left side. Green light from Steve Beezer. Here's the throw. It is not there in time, and sliding home to give the Gamecocks the lead is Jackson Pate. 1-0 Jacksonville State.
What a big hit. And not only just a big hit, but it's really good to see him go the other way. They're going to give him that hole because he doesn't hit a lot of balls that way. Catcher needs to get out of the way. Kind of stayed in there a little bit too long, end up getting somebody hurt, maybe himself.
Yeah, so Brady Thomas singles to the left side. Pate scores. Ash is at second. And Cooper Blauser now. 0-1, the count on him. His dad was here the other day. Haven't seen him tonight. That one is taken by the third baseman, Guevara, and the inning is over. However, Jacksonville State draws first blood. It's still early, obviously, just in the bottom of one now, but it is a 1-0 lead for the home team here at Jim Case Stadium.
What if the spark you've been chasing found the right place to catch fire? At Jacksonville State University, curiosity becomes action. Ideas get tested, shaped, and launched. Every challenge is a proving ground, and every day, another chance to rise. For dreamers, doers, difference makers, and those who want more than just the degree, where learning, competing, and winning is a Jack's state of mind.
Touchdown, Bearcats. Two hits, no errors by Auburn, and a couple of men left on. It's 1-0 JSU heading to the second.
Yeah, those bases on balls.
Yes.
Came back to score a run based on that bases on balls, and as we know, they usually come back to bite you.
They really do. Pitching numbers for the Gamecocks this year have been so bright and so brilliant, and that was the difference between last year and this year.
It's the difference in a lot of years.
Yes.
I haven't ever seen anything like it. I mean, just being honest with you, the three starters for Jacksonville State.
Look at their ERAs.
238, 261, and 286.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in every game. I mean, it's just incredible how well that they have handled themselves. And, I have to give a lot of credit to Coach Kramer. He came in here in the middle of the year.
Right, Ryan Kramer, the pitching coach.
And he came in the middle of the year, which is difficult because you don't know the guys, and you got to earn their trust. And he was able to do that and coach them, and he's done a magnificent job. He really has.
Yep, Chris Rembert ahead in the count, 1-0 from Garrity. And there's 2 balls and no strikes. Rembert, when the teams played earlier this season, he went 0 for 4. Struck out 3 times. Also committed an error. Did not have a good night. That one is straight back over our heads, out of play. There's nothing like a packed house. I don't care what the sport is.
You're right.
And these kids deserve this kind of backing.
They do.
Whether it's Auburn fans here, Jack State fans, or just baseball fans. It's so great to see a full house here at Jim Case Stadium. And there's a base hit, as looking for an opening was Rembert, and he sends it right back up the pipe for a base hit. So the first hit of the ball game for the Auburn Tigers. And now Ethan Bingaman will be coming in.
Auburn plays a lot of young guys. They, freshmen, juniors, sophomore, freshmen. I mean, they play a lot of young people, and they have performed extremely well.
There's a strike to Bingaman. He has been the Southeastern Conference's Freshman of the Week 3 times already this season. And you know how good the talent is among the youngsters and the oldsters, if you will, in the SEC.
Well, I can believe it. He's 6 doubles, 6 homers, 36 RBIs. I mean, he's had an incredible year.
He corkscrewed himself into the ground on that one. This is an artificial turf surface. Even the dark brown, which looks like dirt, is carpet. And the home plate umpire, Christopher Judkins, letting Bingaman test his ankle and says, okay, I can continue. No balls and 2 strikes to Bingaman. Rembert leads off first base. And the breaking ball misses outside.
Just a little wider than what he liked, but with an 0-2 count, he wanted to give him a chance to chase, and Bingaman just wouldn't do it.
Rembert, 7 of 12 in stolen bases this year. And that one is fouled into the area near the Gamecock dugout.
And the way I look at that is he's not a base stealer.
Right.
He's a guy who can steal a base.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jacksonville State has a couple of those guys as well. And if you forget about him, he'll take it. But if you do a good job, you'll have a chance to throw him out. He's not a burner.
Missed it at 92 miles an hour. It was off the plate by a goodly distance.
Yeah. This is a tough lineup. I really like this team that Auburn has.
Sure.
I mean, it's...
That one is bounced high to third, on to second for 1, over to first, not in time. In a bid for their 45th double play of the year, they come up shy. They do get the lead runner, however, Rembert.
Yeah, it wasn't a double play ball, so they did all that they could. King got it. He gave a good throw to second base, but it was just too high of a bounce.
Yeah.
You know, the better the athletes, the fewer balls that are hit into double plays. And we've seen that with Jacksonville State this year.
Sure.
They don't hit into a lot of double plays because they got really good athletes on the field. Auburn has the same.
Conversely, though, they turn so many
Sure do.
double plays. The 1-0 popped up left side. Drifting over is Luke Williams in foul territory. He'll make the one-hand grab as Bingaman returns to first, and there are 2 men gone. That was Eddie Madrigal, the designated hitter, who did not play when the teams got together back earlier this season. Now Brandon McCrane. Brandon 0 for 3 in the first meeting between these 2 teams, and that is going to be a balk.
I'm not sure what he did.
I didn't see it, to be very honest.
I was not watching either, and I don't know what he did.
And Steve Beezer is coming out now with his palms turned upward, saying, what did he do? And here comes the third base umpire, who is the crew chief.
I don't know if we have a chance to look back at it.
They are looking in the truck. Let's see. I don't know.
I don't know either. I didn't see it.
But with the balk, Bingaman moves to second. That's the second balk of the year for Garrity. 1-0 Jacksonville State.
You know, sometimes you can see it coming because a guy doesn't come set. You know, he tries to be too quick to the plate, or, you know, any number of things. But in that case right there, I couldn't see what happened.
1-0.
Brendan McCrane is a scary hitter in this situation. He has been, I like to look at things, you know, what have they done outside the league?
Yeah.
He's hit 458 outside the league. So
and he's hit 345 for the year.
He really he's had a great year.
He has. And that one is chopped foul. Goes past Carl Nonemaker, the third base coach.
You know,
Auburn.
that league can beat you up a little bit for
SEC.
For young guys.
Yeah.
So he's hit 258 in the league, 458 outside the league, to 200 points higher.
2 balls and a strike. There's a strike at 86 miles an hour.
It's about as good as you can throw one.
Although I will tell you that the computer says that was not in the strike zone. But it was close enough to have to think long and hard about it. 2-2 with 2 outs. Man on second for Auburn.
What a great take. That ball was enticing right there.
Yeah.
He wanted to swing, but he had just enough to be able to lay off of it. Bought himself another pitch.
So the count is full, 3-2. Leading off second base is Bingaman, and that one is ball 4. So the first walk of the ball game issued by Ryan Garrity. We have seen one walk issued already tonight by Graves for Auburn.
And for Jacksonville State's standpoint, I'm not sure that that's a bad thing, because Lucas Steele, he's in the lineup. He plays a lot in non-conference games, but he has not been a real big bat. He's hitting 182 outside the league.
Garrity throws that one down low. 1-0. I'll tell you, Auburn has quite a week, don't they? They've got this 40-win team, Jacksonville State, tonight.
Okay.
Then a weekend series with Georgia as that one gets away, and both base runners will advance. And, of course, Georgia has 40 wins this year.
Boy, they've had some kind of year. 21-6 in the SEC. You can't do that with mirrors. You have to earn that one. I mean, that is hard to do.
So now runners are at second and third, 2 outs. The count of 2 balls and no strikes on Lucas Steele. He was 0 for 1 in that first meeting between these teams. He struck out that night. And there's a strike. Give it a long, hard look.
The strike zone is just a little bit wider than the plate tonight.
Yes, it is.
Not a lot.
But if you know it, and it's that way for both teams, you play on. But that was a pitch right there that was not in the strike zone. And again, we are not saying that subjectively. We have the big monitor here in the booth.
It's pretty easy for us when we just look at it on the screen.
Yeah, and you see a little blue dot showing you exactly where the ball was versus this strike zone. Now the 2-2 to Steele. And he stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 45th meeting ever between the Auburn Tigers and the Jack State Gamecocks. And Auburn's had a dominance of that series, including wins here in Jacksonville. And that one is fouled towards the indoor facility. That's that building down there, just past the grandstands. You see the Amherst party deck was on top there. And those folks behind the base runner, they're all sitting on grass, on the grassy knoll, if you will. All the seats have long been gone. The 2-2 bounced foul past the first baseman, Orlando Pena.
Lucas Steele's doing a good job of staying alive. And
he is.
You know, that old thing of just keep fouling them off until you get one that you can handle. And I feel like it gets more and more in the hitter's favor after every foul ball.
No doubt about it. No doubt. No breeze tonight. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Grayson Ash. And the count is out full. Yeah, no breeze at all this evening. The flagpole, the big tall flag you see in right center field, just towards the right corner of your screen. It's not even moving, just hanging limply. And Garrity wants to take a breather here, and Lucas Steele will do the same.
Cocky Corner's full tonight.
Yeah, Cocky Corner is out there.
Good to see.
Yeah, right field seats in fair territory. Those are good seats. And he gets him on the inside corner, and the computer will verify that. It was indeed strike 3, and the inning is over as Lucas Steele is standing there and gets called out on strikes. So we go now to the bottom of 2. 1-0 for the home team as Auburn came calling but could not tie this one up. Everybody wants to be here tonight. Randy Owen right there, middle of your screen, the lead singer for the group Alabama. And to the left of your picture, that gentleman in the red shirt, that's Dr. Killingsworth, the president of Jacksonville State University. Randy Owen and the whole band, they put on a concert in Birmingham the other night at the Coca-Cola Amphitheater. And they tell me he was just spectacular.
I heard the same thing.
They said he was dancing all over the stage. He was moving like he was a 20-year-old, which he is not. But he is, if you ever get a chance to see Alabama in concert,
it's worth it.
It is worth it. It is worth it. And Randy is a member of the Board of Trustees here at Jacksonville State, so he comes to everything. He's at all the basketball game, football game. He's everywhere.
The beauty of Randy Owen is he doesn't come because it's JSU and Auburn. He's here all the time.
He is. He's here for those Wednesday night games against nobody. Nice pickup at third base. Great job by Guevara as he played the short hop beautifully and threw it across to Bingaman.
He made that tough play look easy, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did.
If he sits back, he's probably not going to be able to make it, but he read it right off the bat and came and got the short hop, which is the easy hop to handle, and strong arm right across the field.
So Trey Majette is retired, and now Orlando Pena. He'll foul it back into the midsection of Lucas Steele.
He's had some real bright spots this year.
He has.
You know, it hasn't been as consistent, or he hasn't played as much as I think he would have wanted to. But at the same time, he's had some real bright spots. I think that he's one of those guys that if he was able to be in the lineup every single day, he'd probably figure it out and really start to hit. But he didn't get off to a great start and therefore did not play as much. And so he's been a guy that's been in and out of the lineup.
Orlando hitting .260. He has played in 36 of the 51 games.
He's been a tremendous pinch hitter.
The 2-1 bounced to short. McCrane up with it, throws it across in time. That's Brandon McCrane. Brother Mason is out there in right field, and now there are 2 men gone. And now Luke Williams. Luke, the left fielder. 0 for 4 when the teams played at Auburn.
Well, I want to say this because early in the year, without being critical, I was pretty critical of Luke Williams. Mm-hmm. He wasn't knocking in any runs.
How are you, without being critical, how were you critical?
Well, that's a good point. I was critical of Luke Williams.
Yeah.
And he wasn't knocking any runs, and it was frustrating to me. Well, in the last 11 games, he's had 11 RBIs. He has been really, really fantastic. So, you know, I just want to brag on him because he's really picked it up and started swinging the bat. Or not he's swinging the bat just like he always was, but he's getting those big hits now.
Graves lost control of that pitch as it sailed to the backstop. The 2-1. Laid off of it.
Oh. I think it was a strike, but I don't think he swung.
So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. Fouled back, out of play. There in the distance where all the cars are parked, that's the Coliseum here at Jacksonville State.
And just to the right of the Coliseum.
Yeah, that new building in the outfield there.
That's Gold Hall.
No, it's not. That one is fouled back into the glove of the catcher, and the inning is over. So a swinging strike 3 by Luke Williams. It'll be the 3rd strikeout of the day thrown by Griffin Graves. We go to the 3rd here in Jacksonville, Alabama, on a beautiful night for baseball. Glad you're with us. We're back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Ryan Garrity on the mound for the Jack State Gamecocks.
You know, it's hard for me to believe.
What's that?
How quickly this year is coming.
You know, they tell me, I had a guy I worked with years ago in my NASCAR days. He always called me son. And he said, son, he said, the older you get, the quicker these years are going to go by. And I said, no, Barney. It was Barney Hall, one of our great NASCAR broadcasters. And I said, no, that's not possible. He said, trust me. And this year, and every year, is just flying right by.
Yeah, it has. It's been an awful lot of fun.
Of course, for both Auburn and Jack State, I mean, you've had a magnificent season.
Right.
So look at, why wouldn't it fly by,
It's a good point.
First pitch, foul down the right side, out of play.
Yeah, if you're 11 and 39, it's taking forever.
Yeah. Bristol Carter. He's at the plate. Hitting .308 on the year.
And you don't want him on if you're Jacksonville State because he can really run.
Yeah.
And he likes to run.
If he gets on, it's like a double.
Yeah, he's 20 out of 21 in stolen bases in non-league games.
1 ball and 1 strike. Squares up, and with the third baseman playing back, the quick throw, and he gets him just in time. Wow, that was a great play by Trey King because he was not in tight, and he made the great play, the pickup, and a quick throw across the chest. Watch it again.
He read that top hand, and then when he did, he came on a sprint, fielded it clean, and then a good strong throw to first base to get him.
And there's one man gone here in the third for Auburn. And back to the top of the order, Mason McGrain. He flew to center field his first time up.
Yeah, he hit the ball hard. He just hit it right at the center fielder.
Yep. Here's the 1-0. That one is hit long but foul. Onto the roof of the indoor facility. That building out there, by the way, that we were talking about, the real name of that is the West Village, that big building around the outfield there. And it is going to open up in just a couple of weeks now.
That's right.
It'll be ready to go. It's got dormitories. It has apartments in there for the students. It's part of a huge complex of buildings that is being built here. They're putting up a bowling center back there with a limited number of alleys, but it's for the bowling team, which has now won 3 national championships in succession. They're also putting up a restaurant. They're building a lake out there. It's going to be a beautiful setup as it's fouled down by McCrane.
I think there'll be a room in there where we entertain friends. And
I don't think so. No.
That got thrown
I'd love
out.
to, but yeah, it's there are far more important folks than me to get into that building. But it's going to be beautiful. That one is hit high. Foul territory, right side of the plate. And it catches the fence. It catches the fence coming down. You see the reaction of Grayson Ash, the catcher. He thought he'd have enough room as he leaned into the dugout area, but the way the net is, it kind of caught the ball on the way down. There was a big article the other day. Did you see it in one of the papers about stadiums that do not have adequate netting up, protective netting?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. Bouncing ball, right side. It'll be a 3-1 putout as Orlando Pena flips it over to Garrity.
Well, I'll tell you this. I made a mistake when we put this field together.
Really?
Yeah, that last piece of net down the third baseline that protects the people on that berm.
Right.
I did not have a net there. So the first year we played, we did not have a net there. And it was just a bad move on my part, and the university covered it after the first year they put a net up.
Here now, the breaking ball to Guevara is low. And of course, the gentleman sitting to my right, the other voice, if you're not a regular viewer of Gamecocks baseball, Jim Case. His name is on this stadium, the longtime, hugely successful coach here. Well, it is. That's right the way. That's exactly how you wrote it here on the card. That's exactly how you wrote it on the card. But the guy's got almost 700 victories, folks. And he got all these great plans together. They traveled the nation, he and other administrators here. and they made notes of what they liked from one ballpark, what they didn't like, so on and so forth, and have put up a great ballpark. It seats 2,020. It is not a huge facility, not nearly as big as Plainsman Park, but it's very quaint, as the count now is 3 balls and a strike.
Well, the university did a wonderful job from start to finish,
right,
in putting this together, and it really turned out tremendous.
The 3-1, now 3-2, as Guevara, who flew to right his first time, clips that one back to the fence. Two hits for JSU, 1 for Auburn tonight. We're in the third of a 1-0 ball game, and there's a swinging strike 3, and Guevara, is out on strikes, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of 3 here in Jacksonville, Alabama. 1-0, the home team showing the way.
Hey Gamecock fans, ready for a winning drive? Then get to Cooper Chevy GMC in Anniston. Choose from hundreds of new Chevys and GMCs, including a great selection of Car Bravo certified used. Score big with low finance rates and ask about their guaranteed credit approval program. And get top dollar for your trade, no matter the yardage. Your road to victory starts today at Cooper Chevrolet GMC in Anniston or online, cooperchevrolet.com. Official sponsor of JSU Athletics.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Welcome back, everybody. A good look at the dugouts here and up towards the press box. Over that ticking number down there on the far side of the press box, Andy Bertram and Brad Law doing the radio broadcasts for the Auburn Tigers here as they travel to all games. Coach Case and I were at the other end of the press box. And a great crowd on hand as everybody watches Griffin Graves, who goes to work for the 3rd inning here this evening.
We've seen some good pitching tonight.
And you know what? I don't mind telling you, it's you wait for something to happen. Not that I don't have confidence in either of these gentlemen, but you're just waiting to see, because both of these teams are so explosive, and yet they keep mowing them down.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Jackson Pate leads it off, looking at ball 1. Pate walked to open the Gamecock first and eventually made it around to score, and that's what we got so far, the 1-0 game. Beautiful short hop pickup, and McCrane throws it across for out number 1.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of charging that ball and getting it on the short hop. It's so easy, those short hops, but when they get in the middle, you know, it's a bear to catch them. So he came on the run and cut down the distance on his throw and got the ball on the short hop.
Brandon McCrane. And now Caleb Johnson, the outstanding shortstop for the Gamecocks. You talk about great defense. The Gamecocks up the middle with this man, Caleb Johnson, at shortstop. And the second baseman, Cooper Blauser. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a better duo up the middle anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. You're not just saying it.
No, that's true.
There's truth to it. And then when you consider what those guys are able to do offensively, you know, I mean, they're the total package. I think there's nobody better.
They shade a few steps over to the left side against Caleb Johnson, and he'll pop this one straight up. It is played by the first baseman, who says, "I've got it, I've got it, I've got it." And Bingaman does, as he puts it away for out number 2. So Bingaman retires Caleb Johnson, and now Trey King. Good look at Bingaman. Third baseman still in tight. That one right back to the box. What a play. What a play. An off-speed line drive back to the pitcher who makes the play.
Well, it's nice to be able to field your position. You don't want to see a whole bunch of these, but he was able to handle it. It's a nice play.
Very, very nice. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the third. We go to the 4th inning. 1-0 Jacksonville State. Coach of the Gamecocks joining us down there in the dugout. I tell you, Ryan Garrity is showing us some good baseball tonight.
Yeah, coming out in the first, he was a little up in the zone, and he needs to, compete down in the zone, and he's starting to find that rhythm right there and getting better as he goes right now.
Coach, again tonight, you push the right buttons, you flip 4 and 5, and both of those guys got big hits with 2 outs in the first inning and able to push a run across.
Yeah, it was good to see, being able to get to him in the first inning. He's settled in. He's looking really good, their pitcher right now. So we got to find a way to get the ball off the ground and start doing some damage against him.
Coach, thanks for your time all season long. We appreciate you being with us during these breaks in the ball game.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Take care. Coach Steve Beezer. We do want to mention that we did request Coach Butch Thompson to join us in the next half inning.
Yeah.
He respectfully declined.
Okay.
And that is certainly his option to do so. So for those of you who are curious what Coach Thompson would say, we won't hear from him, but it's not because we didn't ask.
Yeah.
It's because he respectfully declined.
Yeah, those guys have a lot going, and I understand it completely. I do.
Bub Terrell stands in now. He's up ahead 2 balls and no strikes on the count.
Boy, he's a strong kid.
Yeah. Popped up to the shortstop his first time up. And that's fouled back to the catcher, Grayson Ash. I'll tell you, the Auburn Tigers have had quite a season. I was looking back at the numbers before in the conference. And folks, the Southeastern Conference has some major ball-playing teams. They have won 6 straight SEC series.
Wow.
That's the first time they've done that since 1995.
That's amazing.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And they have just played spectacularly this season.
Well, the thing is, some of the places that you go in that league, it's hard to win 2 games in a weekend.
There's a strike, 93 miles an hour.
Well, they've been good for a long, long time.
Yes, they have.
Hal Baird, He was one of the greatest. I had so much respect for him, and
of course, you coached at Mississippi State.
right.
So you know that conference.
Yeah. Well, Hal Baer was he was wonderful to me when I was a young coach, and when I say that, I mean 25 years old. Mm-hmm. And he was
so they had baseball back then?
They had it. They had it.
Okay.
It was a little bit different than it is now, but they had it. And Coach Baer was so kind to me to spend some time with me, and he was very helpful.
3-2 the count. Terrell with Rembert on deck, and then Bingaman to follow. And Bub swings through that one for strike 3. That's going to be the third strikeout of the ball game.
Second in a row.
Yep, he ended last inning getting Eric Guevara, and now gets Bub to strike out here to begin the fourth. And Chris Rembert stands in. He singled to center earlier, but was cut down on the bases. Swinging strike went after a bad breaking ball outside.
It's that cutter that starts on the outside part of the plate and then just keeps on going. And he had made up his mind he was going to swing, and if the ball was away from him, and he just ran too far out.
The 0-1 slapped to the left fielder and played there for a base hit. So Rembert now 2 of 2 today. He singled to center in the second, now singles to left here in the fourth.
And we talked about him before. You know, he's hitting 380 outside the league.
Yep.
So it's not really surprising to see him do that.
Not at all. Bingaman hitting 329. Stands in. And there is a strike. Rembert, 7 of 12 in stolen bases this season. Nicely blocked by Ash. Tell you, he has had quite the year, Ash has.
He has.
Offensively and defensively. And
the thing I like the very most about him is his leadership.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a throwback guy in my book.
Was he in any way like you? And I'm being serious,
No.
because you became a leader, obviously, as a coach who caught. Were you similar?
He's a better player than I was. He's a much better offensive player than I was. I might have been a little better thrower than he is.
That one is to the right side, being chased down by Trey Majette. He's got it in fair territory for out number 2. So Majette retires Bingaman. And now Eddie Madrigal, the designated hitter.
Madrigal has already graduated. He's in graduate school. That's a good place to be, isn't it?
Yes,
already
it is.
Have your degree.
I wouldn't know, but
Well, no.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, you're not going to argue the fact, even though you wouldn't know.
No, I respect everybody who goes to college and gets a degree.
How about people that go to high school? Do you respect them too?
Yeah, I do. It just wasn't necessarily my chosen path.
How about grade school?
I was good in grade school, man. I'll put myself up against anybody in grade school. Folks, I was not a good student, is what we're hinting at here. 1 ball and nothing. That one is hit on the outfield grass. That big shift turns into a brilliant defensive play, and Madrigal is retired on a 4-3 putout with the second baseman way out on the outfield grass. We go to the bottom of 4 here in Jacksonville, Alabama. It's a 1-0 lead for the Gamecocks. Welcome back, everybody. Glad you're able to join us on this beautiful Tuesday night here in Jacksonville. Folks having a pleasant evening. They were lining up there for hot dogs, hamburger. They got some good hamburgers
They
here.
do.
This,
They really
this
do.
ball, you know, we obviously the coach and I, we enjoy our occasional visits to the concession stands, and we've got some good food here at Jack State. What's so funny?
I just think it's
We do enjoy our visits.
yeah, we do. We do. I just wish you wouldn't tell everybody about it. It sounds kind of funny.
Well, it's all right.
At 5 o'clock for a 6 o'clock game, you know where to find us.
You know where to find us, at the table downstairs. Here's Grayson Ash now. He looks at the pitch high from Griffin Graves. They shift to the left side. About 6 or 7 strides. There's 3 balls and no strikes.
You know, one of the keys is being hot at the right time.
Yep.
And I don't know how, I mean, truthfully, I don't know how you try to get everybody. It's not like horses where you can try to build them towards a race. Mm-hmm. But for Jacksonville State, having Grayson Ash get hot right now is such a big part.
It really is. Second walk of the day issued by Graves. And now Brady Thomas. Brady, big guy. You know what he would look like? He would look great as a linebacker in football. Brady has that classic body, and he really would. He's got the classic linebacker look. Doesn't mean they're going to use him there, or anything, but he certainly has that look about him. He stands 6'5", 215 pounds.
And he can run.
Yep. And for those of you who don't follow the Gamecocks, his mother, Sarah Thomas, is the official in the National Football League, the first female official in the NFL. She was the first to work a Super Bowl. Here's a bouncer up the middle, base hit, and they'll hold the lead runner at second base. So Ash holds tight there, and Brady Thomas with the single to center. But yeah, his mama is a history-making lady with her officiating work in the National Football League.
I ran into her today when I went down for my 5 o'clock visit to the concession stand.
Yeah.
And I told her I threw a flag on her Sunday. And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I had to throw a penalty flag."
What'd she do?
Well, she wore, she's a tall lady.
Yes, she is a tall woman.
And she wore about 3-inch heels on Parents' Weekend.
Right.
And when she was standing next to Coach Beezer, he looked like the bat boy standing next to her. And so I had to throw a flag on her.
Uh-huh. She's a sweetie. She really is, and has great stories to tell. Now Cooper Blauser. Ooh, my goodness gracious. He's okay. I think. He's still walking it off there, as you see.
Yeah, I don't know where it hit him. I don't know if it hit him in the knee or in the shin, but it just kept chasing him. You know, it just.
Yeah, let's see again. Looked like the back of the left knee.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it hurts, but I think he'll be okay.
That's the third man who's been hit this year by Griffin Graves. Gamecock trainer Brandon Gustafson is there, and first base coach Tyler Packenick checking things out. And he seems to be walking just fine now. That's good news. And now it's time for the Auburn Tigers to get things going in the bullpen and bring the coach out to the mound.
Yeah, Everett Tiefert has come to the mound. I think he's going to buy some time right here.
Yeah, they've just gotten the guy up in the bullpen.
This has happened actually pretty quickly. You know, the walk and then a quick single and then the first pitch HBP. And so I think he's buying some time for somebody to get loose down there. Maybe talking a little bit about, it wouldn't be a shocker, even though I don't think they will, but it wouldn't be a shocker to see some type of bunt right here. You know, Jacksonville State in the last 6 weeks or so,
they have bunted a ton.
I don't think they would do it with the bases loaded and the catcher at third. But
yeah. There's a pitch in the dirt to Trey Majette, and it's smothered neatly by Steele.
Majette knocked in the winning run on Sunday.
Sure did.
Sacrifice fly to right field.
And I'll tell you, the sacrifices for the Gamecocks have been huge this year. They are 4th in America with 53 sacrifice bunts. And as far as sac flies are concerned, they are tied for 25th with 27 sac flies. So
I love that sacrifice fly stat.
The 2-1 is high, ball 3.
You know, guys who knock in a lot of runs, they pick those runs up like crazy. Those sacrifice flies, or the infield's back and they hit a ground ball to short.
No place to put them. Bases are full, and he takes this one towards the gap in right center field. It'll be caught easily there, but tagging up and scoring will be the catcher, Grayson Ash. Mason grabbed it there and did a good job on it, but there was nothing that they could do. McCrane had every opportunity, but they just couldn't get the base runner.
You know, the beauty of what he just accomplished right there was not only did he get to run in from third, he got the runner from second to third. And so now you're sitting there looking at putting up a crooked number if Pena can come through right here with another sacrifice fly.
So the shot to right, Majette was retired. Here's Pena, who bounced to short his first time up. And he squared as though to bunt.
And we have seen so much of that.
All season long.
And really in the last month, it seems like even more, doesn't it? Or is that
Yeah.
just me?
No, you're right. It's the numbers have been. Well, what they do is they take advantage of what they've got. The Gamecocks coaching staff, led by Steve Beazer, they know what they've got. They've got guys who can run. They've got guys who have good bat control, who can lay down significant bunts and so on. Why not take advantage of it? And it has gotten the Gamecocks to this point with 40 wins.
It's incredible.
Against only 11 losses. 40-11. They are 22-5 in Conference USA. And I'm not going to make like Conference USA is as tough as the SEC.
No.
It's not. But at the same time, it's still a good conference with some solid teams in it.
You're exactly right.
Here's the throw to first, and again, nothing on there.
Well, there's no argument against that the Gamecocks have had an incredible season.
Yes.
I mean, I don't care how you judge things.
Here comes the play to the plate.
Safe.
And he's safe. He got around the catcher. He got around Steele, and he was safe. And the Gamecocks add another run.
And the ball gets away, and the runner goes to third, and you're right back in the same situation again.
Watch it again. First baseman felt it coming. Bingaman charged in, but you saw him get around the tag.
Well, the bunt was so good, and Brady Thomas can run. I'm telling you, for a big guy, he can get down the line.
Yep. He was definitely in there. And here comes the pitching coach, and that's going to be it for Griffin Graves as the Gamecocks take a 3-0 lead. And I'll tell you, we've talked about it, and we said it earlier, pressure. Pressure.
And it's also something that doesn't happen to Auburn in league play.
Yeah.
Most teams in that league are not going to do what's just happened. They're just not. And they're going to line up and they're going to swing the bats. And now all of a sudden you get a chance. Like right there, the way to handle that would have been for Ethan Bingaman to turn and throw the ball to the second baseman, covering first, and get an out. Mm-hmm. And now you got 2 outs. Well, you're sitting there, you're down 3-0. You're back first and third again. It wouldn't be surprising at all if Jacksonville State did the same thing. But if they don't, now with the first baseman and third baseman having to be in, look at how much field that opens up for them to get a base hit. It's incredible the amount of pressure that's put on when a team is willing to do that. And there's a couple of things that has to happen. You have to work on it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't just happen because you decide tonight at 5:45 we're going to bunt a little bit more. And then the other thing is the guys have to buy into it. You know, it's one thing to say we're going to pressure with the bunt game. It's another thing for the guys to buy into it.
There you see the numbers for the new pitcher, Abe Chancellor. An .084 earned run average in 9 appearances. Very, very stingy. Giving up only 5 base hits, 10 strikeouts, while walking 4. Meanwhile, the numbers on Graves, he goes 3 1/3 innings tonight. Gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. All 3 were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. He hit 1 batter and threw 57 total pitches.
And he threw the ball good.
He played well.
Until this inning.
Yeah.
This inning, you know, he walks the leadoff man for the second time in the game. Both of those have scored, the leadoff walks. And that's just not something you want to do against Jacksonville State because they're going to move people around the bases.
There's 1 out now. Runners are at first and third. Orlando Pena at first. Cooper Blauser at third. Corners charge in. And the pitch is low.
And he's still second base without a throw.
Yep.
There's just so many things going on, and it's got to be frustrating to Auburn because I don't really think that they've had this done to them.
That I don't know. I really can't say, but this is the kind of stuff that we have seen from Jacksonville State all season long.
You're right.
This is their game in that style. That one hits the batter, and even though it got away from the catcher, nobody can advance. It was a hit batsman. So Chancellor will hit Williams. And here's Jackson Pate stepping in.
And Jacksonville State's a hit away from kind of busting this game open a little bit.
Well, you never know. Auburn is very, very good. You can't get overconfident.
So you think if it was 12-0,
then it would be a different story.
Okay. I'll wait till then.
Cooper Blauser at third, Pena at second, Williams at first, and the pitch is at the knees for a strike. A beautiful evening here in Jacksonville, Alabama. Probably a tad prettier for those wearing white and red as opposed to those wearing orange and blue. But again, there's lots of baseball yet to be played here tonight. 2 balls and a strike. High and away. 3 balls and a strike. And you know what they teach you in sportscasting school, Coach?
I've heard it a lot this year.
In this situation, you're supposed to say, and there's no place to put them.
There's not.
No, there's no place to put them. And that one is in the dirt, but nobody is going to be able to advance past the one base they pick up. So, ball 4. That'll be the 3rd walk of the ball game, issued by Auburn pitching. And now Caleb Johnson with the bases still loaded and 1 man gone. Final home game of the year for Jacksonville State. As Caleb looks at a pitch down low and kind of handcuffed Lucas Steele, the catcher.
Steele's going to try to buy some time now as they try to get somebody else loose. Chancellor, he's just having a hard time controlling the strike zone right now. He's kind of all over the place a little bit.
You were a catcher. What do you say to a guy at this point?
Hey, just go back, balance and finish. Just balance and finish. You and me. You don't worry about the hitter. Just make quality pitches right here. Get him to hit the ball on the ground. We'll turn it over for you. You just try to be real positive and real simple.
You see the Auburn bullpen. That's all the way down in the left field corner. And regretfully, that's the only view we could give you because of where it's located. We saw that there was a man up throwing, but we're not quite sure who it was.
He's throwing and he's right-handed. We know that.
Yes. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball, could be two. The flip to one, on to first, a double play. So the Auburn Tigers get out of a jam with a 6-4-3 double play. But not before the Jax State Gamecocks score 3 and spread their lead now to 4-0 as we head to inning number 5 here in Jacksonville.
This is why we play. The Conference USA Baseball Championship is coming to Kennesaw, Georgia, May 20th through 24th. 9 teams clash in the diamond, all chasing a spot in the NCAA tournament. Whether you're a fan of the long ball or a pitching connoisseur, don't miss your opportunity to witness college baseball history. For tickets and more information, visit conferenceusa.com.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jax State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Welcome back, everybody, and there's a good look at Cocky's Corner. Cocky's Corner is out there in right field in fair territory. A lot of the students go out there. On occasion, you'll see their pets out there as well. Fun little place to watch baseball. How about that last half inning? 3 runs on 1 base hit. 3 runs, 1 base hit, no errors, and a couple of men left on. So the line score to this point, Jax State 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base. And for the Auburn Tigers, no runs on 2 base hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. This past weekend, Jacksonville State secured at least a share of the number 1 spot in Conference USA. The magic number is 1 as they head to Dallas Baptist this weekend. Here's the first pitch now. In for a strike to Brandon McCrane. Garrity going farther today than he has all season long. And that's the difference, again, from last year to this year. And I say that for the benefit of those of you who maybe haven't followed the Gamecocks all season. Last year, the pitching was just not there, to be honest. The year prior, same thing. But Coach Beazer kept telling us during the offseason leading into this year, I would ask him how things are doing. He said, I believe we're going to have some pretty good pitching, as this one is popped up to the right side, and the right fielder, Trey Majette, will put it away. He kept saying, I believe we're going to have some pretty good pitching.
Well, he was right.
My goodness, he called that one from the get-go. But it's not, it's not exactly an Einstein-like statement. Pitching is the difference for everybody. If you
it is. But, there's more than just having pitching. I mean, because it's one thing to have them. It's another thing to coach them up in a way that they can be successful, because I'll just be honest. There's a couple of guys that are on this pitching staff who are huge, who were at other schools and not doing it.
Exactly.
So something has changed. Well, I have to give a lot of credit to the people that are working with them.
Fly ball to center, and an easy put out by Jackson Pate, retiring steal.
And then the other thing is you've been able to remain healthy.
Yes.
And that's something in college baseball
There
especially.
have been some injuries, though. Not devastating, but
Our three pitchers that line up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
the pitchers haven't been hurt.
they've been healthy.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the position players, nothing has happened that is taking guys out of the lineup. They've had to play bummed up a few guys, but for the most part, they've stayed healthy, and that's a huge deal.
Bristol Carter hitting .306, 0 for 1 tonight. He bounced to third. And a line shot to Cooper Blauser, who makes the easy play, and the inning is over. So a quick 3 up, 3 down, top of the 5th for the visiting Auburn Tigers. We go now to the bottom of 5 here in Jacksonville. 4-0 Gamecocks over the Tigers. Welcome again to Rudy Abbott Field at Jim Case Stadium. I'm Eli Gold with the aforementioned Jim Case. A good look at the Gamecock dugout. If you've never been here, they've got major league dugouts. They've got major league facilities, back in the back of the house, as you might want to call it, near the clubhouse and so on. You guys did a heck of a job when you built this place, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of people did, and they allowed us to build something that the players would really benefit from. And, of course we wanted a place that would be fan-friendly, and I think it is fan-friendly. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you wanted something that the players showed up and were able to, everything that they needed was right here, and it was very accessible.
Exactly. Trey King fouling that first one off. Trey tonight has struck out swinging and lined back to the pitcher, who made a nice play defensively. No balls and 2 strikes.
Abe Chancellor did a good job. He came in and he walked a guy. That wasn't good.
Yep.
But then getting that double play ground ball was huge.
The 0-2 missing up high. The Gamecocks head from here. They leave tomorrow to go to Dallas. And there is a called third strike. So Trey King is retired. That will be the fourth strikeout of the ball game for Auburn's pitching staff. King has been retired twice. Williams and Caleb Johnson also striking out. That one is fouled away.
You mentioned the trip to Dallas to face Dallas Baptist.
Yes.
That's going to be a dandy weekend.
It sure is. Dallas Baptist has always been a factor, a force in Conference USA. They're a member for baseball. They don't participate in football and some other sports, but they are a member of Conference USA for baseball.
Well, they're one of two teams. Them and Louisiana Tech will be leaving the league after this year. And you kind of hate to see them go from the standpoint of, you know, they are a quality baseball program, but at the same time, that's what they bring to the league. They don't bring anything else. We've talked a lot this year about this league, Conference USA, being top heavy, and they're a part of that.
This one is reached out and touched by Grayson Ash, and he drops it into center field for a base hit. So Grayson has reached all 3 times here today. He reached with an infield base hit, a hit to right field, in the first. He walked in the 4th, and now with a nice reach out and touch single to center.
And he's 6 for his last 10, and I don't care what league you're playing in. That's pretty good.
Exactly. By the way, the pitcher for the Gamecocks, Ryan Garrity, has now tied his career long. Thought about going, did Ash, but he probably smartly and wisely chose not to. But yeah, Garrity has now tied his career long for work in a single game. He said it originally 11 days ago at Missouri State and has matched it here today.
Well, he's now pitched 7 innings against Auburn this year.
Yeah.
And he's given up nothing.
The announced attendance today, 1,926. 1926 is the announced attendance. The building holds 2,020. So we didn't miss being totally sold out by much, but it is not an attendance record. But still, great to see.
I don't remember seeing a better crowd.
Yeah.
It's been really good. And we've had some really nice crowds, but I don't remember seeing a better crowd.
Yeah, nice play by first base coach Tyler Packenick there. Yeah, it's missed by just a few. Just got that note passed to me. But nevertheless, a wonderful, wonderful turnout.
You're right about that.
A ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. And that's going to send the runner all the way to second base. Grayson Ash, as soon as he saw it roll away from Lucas Steele, he took off and grabs second.
We saw him do the very same thing last weekend. He does a good job at reading those balls in the dirt and getting a good jump.
It will be a wild pitch, not a stolen base. And that is a strike 3 called looking by Brady Thomas. So the second strikeout of this inning and the 5th of the ball game. Thrown by the Auburn Tigers. And Cooper Blauser now will step in. Cooper reached on a fielder's choice, ending the first inning, and was hit by a pitch. He then came around to score in the 4th. And now it's meeting time for the Auburn Tigers.
You know, one thing that the coaches have to take into account.
What's that?
The games this weekend being Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Right.
And so if you want to make sure that a guy is available for, say, Thursday or Friday, you got to be careful about how much you pitch them today.
Exactly.
And so, you know, there's more than just trying to win this game or just riding a hot hand. You've got to decide, okay, am I going to use him, or do I think we would use him Friday or Saturday, or Thursday or Friday.
The Auburn Tigers will be home Thursday night at 6, Friday night at 6, and Saturday afternoon at 2 against the Georgia Bulldogs.
And you need your guns loaded when you face them because they're a handful this year.
They really are. They have been outstanding. They lead the Southeastern Conference. Marcel Kulik comes in as the new pitcher.
This is his 9th outing of the year. He's gone 8 2/3. He's given up 12 hits. He's given up 6 runs. The good thing with him is he's only walked 2 and he struck out 11. So he gives up a few hits, but he doesn't give a lot of free bases.
And that's it. You can't afford to give up those bases at all.
I think Auburn's going to be a fun team to watch in the postseason. I think they are a solid bunch. They've got good starting pitching as well. We talked about that beforehand. You and I were talking about what they're able to run out there, and their numbers are not quite as good as the Jacksonville State starters, but the competition has been just a little bit different as well. So you have to take that into account. And that's one of those things that's kind of hard to judge sometimes when you look at people's numbers, is who did they get them against.
Yeah, that's very true. Kulik played at Virginia Tech before coming to Auburn. He's from East Chester, New York. And he'll be facing Cooper Blauser now to get things going. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Auburn 35-15, 16-11 in the Southeastern Conference. And now there's a problem with the communication device. So that's what's going on right there. Kulik asks for a moment to get things adjusted, and he tells the umpire, okay, let's do it. I don't remember ever seeing Sandy Koufax.
And for some reason, I knew what you were thinking. Let's see what happens
Here's a
here.
Bouncer to left, and they're going to hold the runners at the corners. Into left field. A base hit by Cooper Blauser. It will move Grayson Ash to third with 2 outs. And Trey Majette will stand in. Yeah, I don't remember Sandy Koufax having to stop the game because his communications device wasn't working.
Well, you know what? Some changes are for the better.
Do you think these are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I take you at your word. I trust you. And
no, that's a tough one for me in a way.
And you being a curmudgeon, if you say so, I'll believe you.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get that off my resume.
I hear you.
Curmudgeon is not a good thing to have on your resume.
Well, it's not that bad.
Well, it's easy for you to say. It's not you.
That's true. 0-1 the count. Blauser leads off first. He can run. Nice stop on a down and in pitch. Good job by
It's a little bit
Steele.
different than your normal first and third because he can run.
Yes.
But the guy on third, and he's one of my favorite guys on the team, but he's not a runner.
No, Grayson Ash is not a runner. But he doesn't exactly mosey either. This one is hit towards short right center field. And it's put away by the center fielder, and the inning is over. So nothing across the board here in the 5th for the Jack State Gamecocks. They send 5 men to the plate. but cannot shove a run across. It's a 4-0 lead for JSU. Glad you're with us here on ESPN Plus. Conference USA against the Southeastern Conference. That's the matchup here today. These teams met back on April the 7th. Jack State won 15-4. And they meet here on the 12th of May. And Jack State is on top 4-0, but still, as you see, lots of baseball to go.
There's a lot to go. Sure is.
Yeah. And Ryan Garrity is still on the mound for JSU. You know who I was hoping to see tonight? Don't know if we will or not.
Who's that?
But for the Auburn Tigers, I was wanting to see L.J. Cormier.
I've seen him several times.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking guy.
The reason I wanted to see him is because his dad was one of my former analysts on the broadcasts. Has a bouncing ball, goes into the short outfield on the shift, and the throw to first base in time. That's the second time we've seen that happen.
That's right.
Here this evening. But yeah, Lance Cormier, outstanding major league pitcher.
And he does a great job of announcing. I always like listening to him. He's very, he's one of those guys that he's very well spoken, but he also
very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he is very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meat in what he says.
Yeah, I enjoyed working with him. He and I worked many games together, and he always used to talk about his son, and I had never seen LJ throw, and I thought it would have been nice tonight. You never know what will happen yet. Here's a pitch down low. 2-0.
Unless I'm wrong, he went to Rhode Island Community College, Lance Cormier. And I saw him in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Really?
But that's been so many years ago, it may not even been me. It might have been another person.
Of course, he also pitched at Alabama.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that, but not everybody would know he was in Rhode Island.
That's true. That's true.
I signed 2 guys off of that team from Rhode Island. Sure did.
3 balls and a strike. There is activity in the Jack State bullpen. Garrity has every batter he faces now is a new career long for him. And that one is bounced to Blauser. Has to hustle. And he just does get him.
That double clutch almost caught him. He could run a little bit.
Yeah, Guevara just getting nudged out at the bag on the throw by Cooper Blauser. And now Bub Terrell. 79 pitches for Garrity today.
Well, and for those that like to keep up with stuff like this, and I do, that's 13 of the last 14 batters that he's retired.
Yeah.
He's been really, really good.
He really has.
And he didn't get that call, and that's why he took a walk off the back. That ball was all over the strike zone.
Yeah, that ball was a big-time strike. That one is hit towards left field. Scampering over is Luke Williams, and he hustles it back in, making sure that Bub does not get past first base. So a single to left by Bub Terrell. Watch it again.
It's a good job with him just going with it. He didn't try to do too much, and he didn't try to pull it. He just went with it and served it out there to left field. And that's one thing that they need to do is there may be a change coming up here.
Well, nothing yet. Steve Beezer just looking down towards the bullpen, which is at the far end of the first base dugout.
I think he's trying to get assurance that they're ready down there.
Yeah.
He hadn't gotten that yet.
But yeah, everybody's coming in. Home plate umpire Christopher Judkins will take a wander out to the mound. And here comes Beezer now once that mound meeting gets broken up. So, and when he comes out, it's a pitching change.
Usually it is.
Yeah, usually if we see pitching coach Ryan Kramer come out, that's for a meeting. But if it's the head coach, it's a change, and there you see the signal. He'll be going to the bullpen, replacing Garrity, who really has done himself proud today.
Didn't he?
Yeah, Ryan Garrity, 5 2/3 innings of work. He gave up 3 base hits is all.
And you know what else that does? It gives Jacksonville State some confidence that if there need be in the tournament, whether it be in the conference tournament, whether it be in a regional tournament, there's a guy who stepped forward against a great opponent.
Mm-hmm.
He pitched, 7 2/3 innings against them and didn't give up a thing.
Exactly. 3 hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 3. He had 1 wild pitch and a total of 81 total pitches. So an Ironman job today for him. And now Judd Files will be coming in. Judd's going to be in his 10th game of the year, Coach.
Yeah, and he has really earned it as the year has gone along.
Yep.
He's thrown 11 innings, and he's given up 6 hits, only 1 run on the year. He's walked 6 and he struck out 8, but opponents are hitting 158 against him. So he just hasn't given up a lot, and we've talked about it. He has a hard time throwing the ball straight, which is a wonderful problem to have. His ball cuts, and so he throws a cut fastball, and then he throws a regular slider, and they're totally different from the standpoint of the amount of break that they get.
For those who don't understand, when you say it cuts, what does it do?
If he's a right-hander and it goes away from a right-handed hitter, if it went into the right-handed hitter from a right-handed pitcher, you would say it runs.
Right.
But it cuts. And so if you watch Major League Baseball and you saw Mariano Rivera throw,
Sure.
he's had the greatest cutter of all time.
He did.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
He basically did it with 1 pitch for all those years, and nobody could get on it. And the thing is, you would think, well, here's what you do. You just stack your lineup with left-handed hitters, and they give these guys problems. But the ball cuts off of the barrel and comes in and hits them on the hands. So, I mean, they can do just as well against left-handers as they do against right-handers.
As nightfall has descended upon Jacksonville, still very comfortable, 71 degrees.
And it's great.
Oh, spectacular. That one is fouled off, out of play on the right side.
And it's like this. If there's 365 days in the year, it's like this probably 340. There's a couple of days it's a little bit cooler.
Yep. This is a perfect example of why people don't retire and head north. You know, whether you're going to Auburn, whether you're here, this kind of weather is why folks don't retire and head north.
Yeah, I think I'll retire and go to
Winnipeg.
Yeah, you're.
And I love Winnipeg. It's a great city, but that's the only place I had ever heard. This is a true story. Has a swinging strike too.
That is nasty.
Yeah. Winnipeg's the only place I'd ever heard them give ice crystals as part of the regular nightly weather forecast. Temperature, you know, humidity, this, and ice crystals to third. And time. And that is out number 3. Good job by Trey King. Good pitching by the replacement at Judd Files. And we go now to the 6th. We go on and try and see what can happen here. The Auburn Tigers down 4-0 to Jacksonville.
Make it work.
Touchdown, Bearcats. Knocks down the 3.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Jim Case Stadium here in Jacksonville, Alabama, where the Gamecocks lead the Auburn Tigers 4-0. Hey, folks, reminder, ESPN is now the home of MLB.TV. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackouts and other restrictions do apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. Orlando Pena now steps in. 0 for 1 in a fielder's choice as he looks at a strike. Marcel Kulik came in last inning. This one bounced to third, cut off beautifully, and a throw across in time by Guevara. That was nicely done.
It really was, and if he doesn't get that, it's going to be a really hard play for Brandon McCrane.
Now Luke Williams. Luke struck out swinging in the second, and was hit by a pitch in the fourth. 92 miles an hour on that pitch. Four nothing. Jack State. Jack State has had 6 shutout wins already this year.
And that's hard to do in college baseball.
It really is.
I mean, it's hard to do anywhere, but it's hard to do in college baseball. You just don't see a lot of shutouts.
2 balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. 3-2.
I learned something yesterday.
What was that?
About Luke Williams. That his brother is Evan Williams, who also plays.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put those two together.
Goes after a pitch outside for strike 3. Yep. 6 strikeouts now of Gamecock batters today. Tell me about Butch Thompson. You know, we mentioned earlier that we like to talk to the head coaches during the ball game, and Coach Thompson very nicely said thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
He didn't want to come on the air while Coach Beezer did. Tell me about the man. I don't know him well.
Butch Thompson is a class person. I mean, that's the best compliment that I could possibly give him. He's a tremendous baseball guy.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with Brian Shoup at Birmingham Southern
Really?
for years.
Okay.
And did just a fantastic job there. He went to Mississippi State, did a very good job there. And, of course, what he's been able to accomplish at Auburn is admirable as well. But the biggest compliment I could give him, there's not a family in the country that wouldn't want their son to play for Butch Thompson.
There he is, standing there looking on.
He is he's about as quality gets, and that's, you know, we know that Jackson Pate has been playing bummed up a little bit.
Sure.
And that swing right there,
looks like he corkscrewed himself into the ground.
yeah, it kind of did it to him again.
Yeah. Brandon Gustafson is the trainer there, and he's checking with Jackson.
You know, I love the fact that this kid is just grinding it out. He knows how bad the team needs him, and he wants to do it. And at the same time, I want him to be completely healthy when postseason gets here.
Sure.
And since he had, I'm not even going to call it an injury, but since he fell on his shoulder and had a hard time, he's been 4 for 18, which is 232, I think, or 222. And he's a better hitter than that. We know that. But I take my hat off to him because, I mean, he keeps showing up and he keeps playing, and he's not 100%.
Today he's 0 for 1 and 2 walks, as that one is low. At 92 miles an hour, Kulik is throwing it with velocity, just doesn't always have the accuracy. And he got him right there, blew it past him at 86 miles an hour, and the inning is over. So a swinging strikeout. That's going to be the 7th strikeout of the ball game for the pitching staff for the Auburn Tigers. We go to the 7th inning. 4-0 Jacksonville State. Welcome back. There's the line score thus far. Jack State has left 6 men on base. Auburn has stranded 4.
I'll tell you an interesting stat.
And we'll get to that in half a second, Coach. That's Ace Williamson, who has come in to take over from Jackson Pate in center field. And Ace was the normal center fielder for the Gamecocks. Very, very speedy. He's one of those guys, you've heard the old saying, he'll flip the light switch off and be in bed before the room gets dark. He has that kind of speed. We haven't seen much of him here in the last little bit because he committed some bad errors last week. But he's in there now replacing Jackson Pate.
Yeah, and he can play center field. I know he had a tough time.
Yeah.
And it happens to the best of them sometimes. But he can play center field. That's not a question for me. But one thing I think that's really interesting is Jacksonville State against Auburn has lined up in 14 innings this year.
Right.
Auburn has scored in one of those innings.
That's remarkable.
13 zeros and 1 4. So they did have a 4 spot in the first game, but in 13 innings it's been a 0. You must not have been very impressed.
No, I was. I'm just sitting here thinking, what are the chances of that happening? I mean, let's face it, the Auburn Tigers are in the top of the SEC. They're nationally ranked. And, you know, JSU is good, very good this year.
They are.
But boy, oh boy, that number just blows you away. There's a strike, but not according to the umpire.
Yeah.
And now he is holding his hand up and saying quiet over there as he was talking to the dugout, but that computer shows it cleanly as a strike. That one is looped into right center field, the base hit. So Ace gets over there, Williamson does, and hustles it back in. And a leadoff single here in the 7th for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, they got a gift on that one. He got 4 strikes instead of 3.
Yeah. So Bingaman is on at first base, and Eddie Madrigal is up now. He's 0 for 2 today. He's the designated hitter. Flew to left and bounced to second. He's now hitting .247 at this very moment after his first 2 trips to the plate tonight.
You know, the one thing that Jacksonville State has done a great job of tonight is filling that strike zone up. You know, and when you do that, good things are going to happen for you many, many times.
That's very, very true. The 0-2. Missing high.
How many times have we gone to the mound and said we can't defend the base on balls? I mean, there's nothing we can do. Throw it across the plate, and you never know. They might just hit it hard right to us.
Here's the 1-2. Down and in. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think with fouls being in this game is like putting money in the bank. You know, it's
that one is hit right back up the middle. And so far in this inning, the First National Bank of Auburn is accepting deposits.
Yeah, those are a couple of pretty good hits. But what I was saying was, you know, Fowles has not been in this situation very often.
Right.
And so the only way you get good at it is to get in the situation. I mean, you can't learn if you never get in it. Got a pinch runner. Ty Thompson is in running.
Yep. So a new runner, Thompson. He has no batting average. Has not tried to steal a base or anything this year. Only has had 1 at bat. That one bounces. And runners will advance on the wild pitch. So Bingaman goes to third. Madrigal's spot, replaced by Thompson, goes to second.
Well, Auburn's in a good situation right here. Jacksonville State's playing back in the middle of the field, so if you get a ground ball to short or second, or of course you'd rather have a base hit.
That one is fouled off to our right, out of play.
But Jacksonville State's willing to trade a run for an out right here.
Sure. There is activity in the JSU bullpen. Nothing in the Auburn bullpen. There's a nice breaking ball. And that time, McCrane thought about it, and just laid off, but it curved in nicely.
It's a good slider,
yeah,
that's for sure.
Carl Nonemaker, the third base coach there.
It's a great job by McCrane of getting a piece of that, because that was a dandy pitch right on the outside corner, and it was a strike, but he barely got a piece of it. So he's looking to find a better one.
A ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2 runners on for Auburn. That's fouled back.
Good at bat.
Yep. You heard the reaction of his teammates as they yelled from the dugout, as he just did make contact with that one.
It's a good reason to be excited. You got a freshman up there, and he's having a super at bat.
Low. The 2-2 inside.
Just not quite getting out front with that right on those last 2 pitches. He left them both into the right-handed hitter. Just got to stay through it a little bit more for your Judd Files.
The 3-2 bounces off Files to Caleb Johnson. He has no play. It goes off the pitcher to Caleb Johnson, who had no play whatsoever.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you had it to do over again, you would just let the ball go. I mean, the shortstop would have had it.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's
the reaction is there.
Yeah, the reaction is there, and it's the only thing he could do, because he's trying to keep that run from scoring. Auburn breaks the ice. That's a big run to get in there. That first one sometimes is the hardest one to get.
Yep, Binghamton scores. Makes it a 4-1 ball game. One ball and no strikes. Lucas Steele 0 for 2 tonight. There's a throw to first base. Good move. But he was back in time. McCrane was. That's Brendan McCrane. Of course, Mason also in that lineup. There's a strike. 1-1.
If you're Jacksonville State, you'd love to get a ground ball and have a chance to turn a double play right here. You give up a run for that for sure.
The big shift is on again. Shortstop, second baseman, and first baseman all on the first base side of the bag, of the second base bag. The only man on the left side is the third baseman, Trey King. Ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Auburn sends the runners. They fake the throw to second, and no way are they going to let it go, not with a man waiting at third.
He had a good jump. I don't think they had any shot at throwing him out. And so it was just a full-arm fake by the catcher, hoping to get the guy on third to make a decision and drift away from the base.
Now Lucas Steele looks at strike three. Strike three to Lucas Steele. Second time tonight he has been called out on strikes.
Well, he was looking for that slider, which he had seen a number of those up under his hands. And then he got a fastball, and it just froze him right there.
Fourth time today that an Auburn Tiger has struck out. And now there's one man gone. Runners at second and third. And the pitch off the outside corner to Bristol Carter. He is 0 for 2. He bounced to third and lined to the second baseman, Cooper Blauser. Swinging strike at 91 miles an hour. Reached back for that one. Nice pickup.
Sure was.
Nice pickup. Good job by Grayson Ash. Again, Auburn is home against Georgia this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Jack State goes to Dallas Baptist. Swinging strike. Again, 91 miles an hour.
It's almost like these Auburn hitters are looking for that slider now.
Yeah.
And so the fastball's getting on them in a hurry. That was another fastball that got thrown right on by.
91 miles an hour. Swinging strike three. I think you nailed it, Coach.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things when you see as many sliders as they saw,
Yeah.
you almost get to thinking, hey, I need to go up and take that slider away from him, and then he just throws the fastball right by you. He's a handful. I mean, we've talked about it,
Yeah.
you know, but he hasn't been in this environment, in this situation. But again, you can't ever be good in it unless you're put into it.
91 miles an hour, the fastball. Nothing in one. Mason McGrain 0 for 3 tonight.
Huge at bat right here.
Fouled back, nothing in 2. The 0-2 pitch. Hit directly into that shift again. And it's out of there. The Gamecocks play defense and get it to work. And the Auburn Tigers managed just 1 run when it looked as though they were going to have themselves a party inning here. We go now to the bottom of 7. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at Jim Case Stadium in Jacksonville. Oh, It's a beautiful night here in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Oh my goodness.
They-
What a beautiful sight.
It is. We had the opening pitch today thrown out by Julie Boland, the softball coach. They won the Conference USA Championship. Judy's ladies did. And seeing great plays there. That was Griffin Graves who made a nice grab on a shot back to the box. And there's Brady Thomas scoring a tight run. And the Gamecocks now have a 4-1 lead over the orange-clad Auburn Tigers.
It's been a good ball game. We have seen some really good games.
We have this season.
We have.
And there's the game summary for those of you who are just now joining us. Caleb Johnson stands in and looks at a strike.
If I was going to read that, I'd have to go to speed reading school. That happened pretty fast for me.
Yeah.
There it is again.
There it is again. See, you shamed them in the truck to put it up again.
They just expect people that work here to be a little smarter than I am.
Well, you know, it is a university. Here's the 1-1. Well, I'll tell you, a 4-1 Jack State lead, a whole lot better than I was envisioning in light of how things went this last half inning.
My comment regarding last half inning would be that situation that Jeb Files was in, that's worth 3/4 of a year right there for him to be in that situation.
Really?
So now when he gets put into that situation in a regional tournament at, you name the school, he's going to be so much better prepared for it. So, I mean, you just can't do it without doing it.
Yep. Here's Trey King, 0 for 3 tonight until this moment, as he lines one into right field, a base hit, and it's bobbled by the right fielder, and Trey goes on to second base, sliding in. Mason McGrain couldn't come up with it cleanly.
What a good player King is. Puts a lot of pressure on because he's running for second right out of the box, and when it's bobbled, they don't have a shot to get him at second base.
So man at second with one out for the Gamecocks. It'll be a single if you're scoring along with us. And he advances on the error by the right fielder, McCrane.
And brings up one of the hottest hitters that you have, 6 for his last 10, in Grayson Ash.
Ash tonight, couple of base hits and a walk. He has scored a run.
If you happen to be at home and you're watching this, and this place looks like a lot of fun, it is a lot of fun.
It really is.
And I tell you, if you've got youngsters that you want to expose to baseball, this is a great place to do it. And I know this is the last game that'll be here this year, but you need to keep it in mind because it's a wonderful place to bring your family.
Yep. If you're an Auburn fan, their ballpark is the same, a beautiful setting for baseball.
And if you live close, you can come up here and watch Jacksonville State. We'll take
That's
you.
right. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. A lot of great baseball going to be here next week. The high school playoffs will be here at this stadium.
You're going to be calling that.
I'll be doing some of those games, yep. Some of the games will be as a swinging strike 3 retires Grayson Ash. Some of the games will be at Choccolocco Park in Anniston. And others will be right here.
Now, will you be working those games down there as well?
No, I'm going to be right here. Yep. I will be right here. Eight strikeouts now by Auburn pitching. And Brady Thomas stands in. Singled to left, singled to right, scored a run, and struck out looking at a called third strike.
Had a big 2-out hit in that first inning. Knocked in the first run. There was actually 2 big hits with 2 outs in that first inning.
Right. Ash had one. And then Thomas picked up the RBI single to left, scoring Pate. They shift him extensively over to the right side. The left fielder, Terrell, is over in left center. The center fielder, Bristol Carter, is over in right center. And the right fielder is all the way over in right. And they pitch away from Brady Thomas for ball 4.
That looked like one of those intentional
walks. Yes, exactly. Be the third walk of the day for the Auburn pitching staff. They walked Pate twice. They walked Ash and now Thomas. And here comes a discussion at the mound for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be a change or if Anthony Tiefer just wants to have a chat about how he wants Blauser pitched to. Last time up was Kulich. He faced Blauser as the first guy that he faced. In the first pitch, he ripped it into left field for a base hit.
Remember, when conference play resumes on Thursday, the Gamecocks' magic number will be 1. 1 Jacksonville win in conference play or 1 Liberty loss, and the Gamecocks will be undisputed as the winners of the regular season.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting. You know, when you think about it, over the last few years, as the pitch to Blauser is low, you know, last year, the Gamecocks were what, like 19 games better than they were the year before.
That's true.
You know, Coach Beezer got him, you know, he had to make a lot of changes, had to change the roster around. Last year, he had 19 better than they were the year prior. And now this year, they're better still and in a position to possibly win the conference.
And not only did he lose the number of players or make changes for the number of players.
Yeah. Bouncing ball to third. Guevara steps on the bag, and the inning is over.
We'll have to save that.
All right, we'll save that one and come back as we go now to the 8th inning here in Jacksonville. It's 4-1, Jack State leading the Auburn Tigers.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
What if the spark you've been chasing found the right place to catch fire? At Jacksonville State University, curiosity becomes action. Ideas get tested, shaped, and launched. Every challenge is a proving ground, and every day, another chance to rise. For dreamers, doers, difference makers, and those who want more than just the degree, where learning, competing, and winning is a Jack state of mind.
Welcome back. A good look at Jim Case Stadium. There you see the line score. Auburn has left 6 men on base. Jack State has stranded 8 on base here this evening. Most everybody who is here is still in attendance. A few have decided to leave early. It's 8:30. They may have to work tomorrow, something like that.
Well, you know, if Jacksonville State wins, I think the employers have said you can come in an hour later.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I'll let them. I'll let you be the spokesperson for that project. It's a 4-1 ball game here in Jacksonville. Oh, and that is the first pitch that gets away from Judd Files, and he will hit Eric Guevara. That'll be the second Auburn Tiger to be hit by a pitch tonight. Oh, excuse me, the first. It was the first. Pitch down and away.
Now, one thing you want to make sure of is you want to make sure that they earn it. If they score, they got to swing the bats to do it, and you want to continue to pitch out front, as Jacksonville State has most of the night.
Files. Not starting this half inning very well. Pitches are all over the place, and here comes Steve Beezer. And he's probably thinking the same thing I was.
Yeah, I think that last half an inning might have took a lot out of him. He don't look the same.
And Beezer looks to the dugout, or to the bullpen, and calls for the new pitcher. So Steve Beezer, who will get my vote, not that I have one, but if I did, he would get my vote for Coach of the Year.
Me too.
No doubt about it.
They may give you one.
Nah, I don't deserve one.
Okay.
There's Chase Horst. And it's been late this season, Coach, before we've started seeing him on a regular basis, and he has done well.
Yeah, this is his 19th outing of the year.
Yep.
He's thrown 21 innings. He's only given up 12 hits, 1 earned run, which gave up last weekend. He's walked 11 and struck out 19, and teams are only hitting 164 off of him. So, you know, he's walked a few too many, walking 11 guys in 21 innings. That's
right.
But the positive is he's only given up 12 hits. So you can get away with a walk or two if you don't give up any hits.
The numbers for Files, he goes an inning and a third. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He did not walk anyone. He struck out 2. He threw 1 wild pitch and hit a man. And, of course, he is responsible for Guevara over at first base. And Chase Horst, we ran into his grandparents here a week or so ago. And they were very, very proud of Chase.
Of course.
As they should be.
Well, we've seen a lot of parents and grandparents the last week, for sure, with graduation occurring. And
right.
Some guys, their senior year, this will be their last home weekend and midweek. It's been good to have them here and good to see them.
Bub Terrell
steps in with a 2-0 count.
Runner leads off first base, and the pitch is down and away. Snagged by Grayson Ash. And the 3-0. There's a strike.
It's got a little something extra on it tonight.
Yeah.
93 miles an hour. In Louisiana, they say a little lanyap.
Exactly. And that's ball 4.
Well, disappointing umpire not to call that. That's
a good strike. Again, we're just looking at the computer here.
Yeah, and it's not like, sometimes you feel like you've been all over the place.
Yeah.
And so it makes it really tough on the umpire. That hadn't been the case tonight. I mean, they've been all over the strike zone, and then he started a rally a while ago when he didn't call a guy out on the third strike, and then that was a strike as well.
0-1 the count to Chris Rembert. Rembert tonight, 2 for 3.
And if you're Jacksonville State, you're looking for a ground ball. Somehow you want an opportunity to turn a double play right here.
Guevara at second. Swinging strike at 93 miles an hour.
He's reaching back a little bit tonight.
Yes.
This might be the hardest I've seen him throw. Do you remember?
No, not this hard.
Harder?
No. The 1-2. Just got a piece of that one.
94.
Yeah. Of course, it is a comfortable evening.
It is, and you're playing an in-state school that's with a lot of recognition, so your blood's pumping a little bit.
Yep.
You got to be able to handle it.
That one is punched towards right center field. Long run, but getting over there to make the play neatly is Trey Majette. Tagging up and moving on to third is Guevara.
So nice job all the way around.
Yes, everybody did what they were supposed to do. From an Auburn standpoint, they got the guy over. For a Gamecock standpoint, they made the play, got the ball back in a hurry, and that's where we stand right now. One man gone.
We had some issue out in left field.
Yeah, some debris was out there on the grass, and Luke Williams picked it up and threw it over the wall, and now this one is fouled straight back over our heads. 0-1 the count.
Still looking for that ground ball.
Not there, and it goes on to the roof down the right field line. Guevara leading off third. He was hit by a pitch, and that's where he is now. That one is picked up to short for one, on to first. Got him, double play. That's what you were talking about, Coach. Said they're looking for that. Oh, and now there's a question. Here's a question.
Well, you can't blame Auburn right here.
No,
they're going to take a look at it.
Yep.
I think it was a double play, but, I don't know that for sure. But I'll tell you this. I'd like to know how hard the shortstop Johnson threw that ball from second to first. I bet it was 94, 95
Could well have been. And now the word is that Auburn has asked for a review of the video to see. Let's take a look here, folks.
I just couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell with that, no.
He looked out to me.
Well, of course, the first base coach, Sonny DeShera, saying that he was safe, which is what he should say.
Sonny's dad, Michael, played for me when I coached at UAB.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Sonny was a really good player. He started at Sanford, and then he went to Auburn. And I may be wrong about this, but I think he was the SEC Player of the Year one year at Auburn. That's a tough double play. The 4-6-3 is a tough double play anyway, but that ball was not close to second base. So Cooper Blauser had to field it, and then there was some distance to get it to the shortstop.
That was a fairly quick look.
Yeah,
So let's hear from both runners are out after the review. So the pictures tell the story. We are through the top of the 8th now, and Jack State leads 4-1. Hey, you know, if you're with us all season long, you know that my broadcast buddy, Jim Case, always does a pick to click. He tries to pick somebody from both teams to see whether they really contribute in that given ball game. So you picked Brandon McCrane and Trey King.
I'm going to say Brandon McCrane was a positive.
Yeah, he got their only RBI.
He got an RBI. He's got a stolen base. He walked one time. With King, you know, I would have expected a little bit more from him maybe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it hadn't been a total disaster. He's 1 for 4. For him, that's not great, but, you know, that's still pretty good all in all.
How do you come up with your picks to click? Is there science behind that?
I don't think so. I can't. Science is one of those words that's hard for me to spell.
Yeah, I hear you.
That I and E, I can't ever remember which one comes first.
Yep.
So I just, you know, just kind of look at it and see who is hot and who is not, and maybe sometimes even who I'm just pulling for, you know.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, we'll see what happens. This one's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. And there's Trey Magette looking at ball 1.
Trey Magette is one of those guys that you almost have to pull for.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
Because, you know, he sat for a good bit and played, you know, he's used as a pinch runner or played defense, but he didn't get to play a whole lot. But when he got a chance to play, he took advantage of it. He played really well. And so now, all of a sudden, here you are at the end of the year. You're facing Auburn, a top 10 team and sellout crowd. And you're right in there, and you're being productive. So that's a great thing.
Roller to third. Guevara fires across in time, retiring Trey Magette here in the 8th.
It's interesting that they pull it up. They pull up my picks to click on a night when they didn't really do it.
Yeah.
There's been some nights that they've been great, and it just goes right by the wayside. I kind of think those guys might have took a little shot at me right there.
Nah. Nobody would ever do that. Bouncing ball knocked down by Brewer, the pitcher. He throws it in cross in time. Nice job staying with that one.
Sure was.
A good job by Garrett Brewer to stay with that hard hit baseball back to the box. And now Luke Williams. They call the corners in tight. And that pitch is low. 1-0.
This is so interesting, isn't it, to see. We haven't seen anyone come as even close to playing this far in.
Not at all.
And I'm not sure that I would with Luke Williams. I see it just a little bit more with Pate.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I would do it with Williams. But they're just saying, if you're going to get a base hit, we want you to swing the bat.
Here's the 1-1. That one is fouled. Past Steve Beezer and down towards the Auburn bullpen.
Coach Beezer's smart. He doesn't try to catch those balls.
No.
That come down. Those young guys, they try that, and then you see them shaking their hand.
We have seen some of those this year. The 1-2 missing high and away. The Auburn Tigers 14-12 this year against ranked teams.
Wow, that says a lot.
That's saying a mouthful. They've really had a great season. Of course, the Jack State Gamecocks are ranked, but it's not the same ranking. It's a little bit different, but nevertheless, Gamecocks playing well. That was a swinging strikeout, and we are done with the 8th inning of play. Last chance for the Auburn Tigers. We go to the 9th. Let's see what happens with Jacksonville State leading 4-1. Bullpens are busy right now. There's the Auburn Tiger bullpen. And again, we don't have great views of the bullpens for either Auburn or Jack State, but both bullpens are up and busy. Not a surprise.
No, it's not a surprise. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, because, you know, if you don't throw tonight and tomorrow's going to be a travel day for Jacksonville State, you might just want to get a few throws off of the bullpen mound, you know, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting ready to come in, even though I got a feeling that's what's going on down there.
Yeah. Well, here's Chase Horst staying in the ball game on the mound for the Gamecocks. And the Auburn Tigers open things up with Todd Clay as the pinch hitter here in the 9th.
And in case you're wondering, Horst does not have a save this year.
Right. Check swing, goes around, says the base umpire. So Todd Clay pinch hitting here in the 9th. That's fouled back over our heads.
Horst is still 93 miles an hour, and it's definitely firm. There's no question.
The 1-2. Swinging strike 3. That one had mustard and relish on it. 94 miles an hour. 6 strikeouts for the Gamecocks this evening.
And this is real close to the number of hits that they normally give up. They give up really right at 7 hits a game this year. Auburn's sitting on 6 right now. So it's real close to what their average is.
Yeah. Two balls and nothing.
You'll throw this one right down the middle.
It's a 4-1 Jack State lead in the 9th.
The last thing in the world you want to do is to walk a guy right here, and you got a big ballpark. Give him a chance to swing the bat and let somebody make a play.
There it is, strike 2. Each team with 6 hits tonight. Auburn, when they out-hit the opponents, which tonight they're only tied, 6, but when they out-hit the opponents, they are 32-1 this year. That one is popped foul on the right side. It's going to catch the seats. Actually goes onto the roof of the indoor facility. I was looking back over their last 5 years. If Auburn out-hits you in the last 5 years, they have won 136 games and lost only 17.
Wow. Jacksonville State is pretty much the same. When they out-hit opponents, they're 35-2.
Exactly. And tonight, nobody's got the edge. It's 6-6 in hits. And that one's popped up on the right side. Trey Majette comes in. And he puts it away for out number 2. Trey Majette. And now the catcher, Lucas Steele. Last chance for the Auburn Tigers. Gamecocks will shift. Not totally, but a good bit. Second baseman standing, you see the shift right there. One ball and nothing. 2-0.
Kind of goes back to just what we said last hitter. Throw it right through there. See how far he can hit it.
A strike for 92 miles an hour. What a night this has been. He turned away from that one at 92 miles an hour. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Missed it.
It's a good take by Lucas Steele. That ball's close.
It was, but it was outside the strike zone.
Sure.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled back out of play. Those things come back in a hurry.
They do. They do.
That one just flew right back over our heads.
That's why I'm so glad that you've taken responsibility for one if it comes in here.
Yes, I got you, man. I couldn't hit well, but I got a great glove. Of course, my glove's in the closet at home. This one is swung on and missed. That is the ball game. And the Jack State Gamecocks have swept the Auburn Tigers here in the 2026 season. They sweep them 15-4 and 4-1. Watch this final pitch.
Just right on by.
Man, that is one happy bunch heading to get to Dallas, Texas tomorrow to open a weekend series with Dallas Baptist University.
And you know, this game is big for a lot of reasons, but just from a confidence standpoint, to know that you faced a top 10 team in the country, you beat them at their place, then you beat them at your place, headed to the last weekend of the season, that doesn't do anything but except fill you with confidence when you jump on that plane tomorrow headed for Dallas.
The winning pitcher is Ryan Garrity. He goes to 2-1 on the year. Griffin Graves takes the loss. He is 2-1. And the first save of the season, as you'd mentioned before, Coach, it goes to Chase Horst.
What a great night for the pitching staff. What a great night for putting together some runs, and you know, especially in that fourth inning. But, you know, the big thing to me is you faced Auburn 17 innings this year, and you only allowed them to score in 2 of those 17 innings.
The Gamecocks now 41-11 on the year. 41-11, while Auburn drops to 35 up and 16 down. And listen, we want to thank all of you who have joined us all season long for Gamecock baseball here on ESPN+. The coach and I have had a wonderful time bringing you this success story that JSU has been, and we thank you so much for spending your time with us.
We do, and for all of those that work to make us look good, you know, here at Jacksonville State, we're so thankful for them as well. It's been a lot of fun.
It really has. So again, the final score here tonight, the Jack State Gamecocks win it by a final of 4-1. For Coach Jim Case, I'm Eli Gold, saying so long from Jacksonville, Alabama. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.